Welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be reviewing KSP 2. So to start the video, I'd like to mention I played the original KSP with just around 385 hours of gameplay. So I was kind of expecting a lot from this new game, and it met some of those expectations, but not all of them. But we have to keep in mind it's a very early access game and not a full game yet. Now, before I start the review, I would also like to mention my PC specs, since that's also important to the review in regards to performance of the game. So I'm going to put the specs up on the screen and put them in the description below. Like always, I'm CrispyKoral and enjoy the video. So let's start off with the good. I like the new UI. It's great, robust, and very informative. Definitely an improvement. The graphics are also just as good, given your PC can run it in my experiences. Don't expect any more than 30 frames per second unless you're in space though. Now, another great thing is the flight planner. It makes planning a flight easier since you don't have to actually do the math to figure out how much fuel you need. You don't need to look at some spreadsheet of all the delta V, you call it a delta V map. You don't have to do any of that. You just put in where you want to go and it'll tell you how much fuel you need and if you have enough. If you don't, just add more tanks. And there's also other little small improvements that just make gameplay better. For instance, they added orbital bubbles to show you the sphere of influence of planets and moons, which kind of helps you plan out about how far you actually need to go before you actually break out of the gravitational pull of an object. For the most part, all those small improvements are enough for me to say yes to buying the game. And one last thing also that I forgot to mention is for new players, the tutorial missions are so much better and informative than the previous ones, and they even have nice visual animations to help explain the physics to go with it. Now it's time to talk about the bad things. It's very buggy, and that's an understatement, but it is an early access game. Rockets sometimes just disappear or spin out of control for no reason. They even sometimes just blow up when you exit the atmosphere. I was having that issue with one of my missions, and it just drove me crazy where I scrapped the whole rocket and just rebuilt a new one, because it was some glitch between two parts wanting to constantly collide with each other when it left the atmosphere. For whatever reason, I don't know why that was there, but it's just a really awful bug. I've also noticed that sometimes when you time warp, your projected intercept with a planet may just disappear. That happened with me on a Duna mission, and it ruined the whole thing. Like I just turned the game off and was like, yeah, I'm done, because I probably was playing it for 2 hours straight, and it just rained down my parade there. Yeah, no fun. There's also a bunch of other minor bugs. Honestly, those I would consider like Easter eggs. They make you laugh sometimes when you find them. One which is kind of actually annoying is there's no re-entry heat, but the ones that I think are kind of funny that I've noticed is floating trees. Sometimes you can even walk through them, and other little things like that. Like if your Kerbal's on a ladder and the ladder's going through the planet, you can literally walk down into the ground. So kind of funny. Basically the bad of the game is very subjective, and it's different from player to player. It really is, but that's usually how bugs work. So it is buggy, but they are fixing it. They've released quite a bit of patches, and I've noticed things have gotten better the more and more I play it. And also the more and more you play it, you kind of learn to work around the bugs until they do get fixed, so it's not all that bad. In the end, I really like the game, and I would recommend it if you have time and patience to play. But if not, I would say wait till it officially releases, since right now it's not a complete game and it's just a sandbox of the mechanics of the game. It's sort of like a game showcase, so there's no contracts, no story mode, no science, or anything like new parts or stuff like that. It's just a graphic overhaul of the original KSP with some improvements. So if you're an enthusiast, buy it, play it, it's fun. If not, just stick with KSP 1 and wait for the official release. And you could always watch my videos on the game or other people's videos, as it'll help show you the gameplay. It'll help you decide whether or not you actually want to buy it or not. Well, I hope this review was helpful, and thank you for watching.